I'm Chrissy. I'm the maid of honor, the sister of the bride. Thank you all for being here. Like I've said it a million times today, you look absolutely gorgeous. Colin, you look amazing as well. And I could not be happier for you guys. Similar to my dad's vibe, I want to start off by talking about my sister, because that's the relationship that came first for me. But growing up, I have always looked up to Becca. I thought that she was so cool. She had the coolest clothes, the coolest hair, the coolest makeup, the coolest friends. But really, the coolest thing about Becca that I realize now is the fact that she never gave me space to feel jealous of any of that. She so consistently reminded me of the things that I was good at, rather than rubbing in the things that she was better at in every aspect of our lives. We're close in age, we played a lot of the same sports, and a lot of times we ended up on the same teams. I always felt like Becca was better. She was faster, stronger, she got more playing time. Becca has never once in our life said anything about that to me. Instead, she would talk about how I was good at gymnastics. She would brag about the tricks that I could do and ask me to show her friends them. She showed up to every single meet that I ever had, knew my whole routine and the routines of all my teammates. She was so supportive. The same theme spilled over into academics too. For those of you that don't know, English is definitely not my strong suit, and it definitely is Becca's. I'm gonna let you in on a little bit of a secret, but I'm still in school and this is still going on, so we're gonna make it here. But 90% of any paper I've ever written has been written by Becca. I don't know if I actually deserve the degree that I have. Most of the work was done by her. Now we have it down to a pretty good science where I write it up in like a dumb English kind of way that I would talk. And Becca fixes it with all that grammar stuff that I somehow never learned. But it did not always go that smoothly. There was a lot of hours and a lot of tears spent fixing these papers, and Becca has never once made me feel bad about that. Instead, she finds opportunities in other areas of our life to remind me that I'm good at other things. She asks me for medical advice and trusts me in my knowledge. She brags about the clinical experiences I've had at school and makes me feel good about the things that I have. I know that this is not just true for my relationship with Becca, but everyone in her life. She so consistently and so effortlessly points out the things that she loves about you and is the most positive person to have around. You can't help but feel great about yourself when Becca is there, and I think it's a huge reason why I have the confidence that I do today, because of you. I'm making it all sound very sweet, but there definitely were some moments in our childhood that were not all sunshine and rainbows. Some of you might have been there, but a finger was broken over who would get the last cannoli. Many verbal threats were made over clothing, stolen clothing, but really the only thing that me that I ever actually thought about stems back to the fact that she's just a really good person. Becca, our whole life, even when we were little, my mom would take her out shopping for something special for Becca, and she would spend most of that time picking out something to bring home for me. She would go to the grocery store with my dad and my parents, and she would ask to bring home snacks that I love. She is constantly thinking of everyone else in her life in everything that she does, which she totally gets from my mom. I, on the other hand, tend to do my own thing. And I assume everyone else is doing their own thing too, we'll all be accounted for. I think I get that from my dad. But I think at times that made Becca feel like I didn't care as much as she did, because I wasn't really able to show it in the same way that she did, especially when we were younger. It's the same pattern I saw in a lot of Becca's friendships and relationships throughout her life. She has so much to give that it can be hard for anyone to reciprocate that. Colin is the first person I have seen even come close, if not top, that level of thoughtfulness. My mom brought it up earlier, but from day one, Colin has been the type of person to randomly DoorDash Becca her favorite food, to show up with bags of snacks, to drop her off at Easter basket at 6 a.m. when we weren't getting them anymore, just to be there for her in every way, and think of her all the time. Becca has said this before, it's the small things. Colin is always thinking of her. And I could not be happier that Becca and Colin are going to spend the rest of their lives reminding each other how much they care every day in the way that Becca always has for me. I love you guys so much. Colin, not only are you an amazing boyfriend, fiance, husband, you're my friend. I love spending time with you. From the moment you and Becca started dating, you did not treat me like her little sister. You treated me like your friend. You brought me to a manuals for the first time. Yeah. love spending time with you, and I could not be happier to have this brother. Now, I have never been married before, but I want to give you guys some advice for your wedding and for your marriage. So I called in the experts with the help of Carla. Thank you. Rebecca's kindergartners. So, this is going to be Rebecca's kindergarten class last year. Some tips and advice for tonight and the marriage. First and foremost, we have be careful not to get hurt at your wedding. We love cautious cleaning, very important. Staying on the theme of caution, we have watch out for ticks. It does seem a little irrelevant, but you know what? We're in a little bit of a wooded area, could have died. Back to the actual wedding, we have don't put on your long dress and dance with each other. Sweet. Things heat up a little here. We have a good wedding. Sleep together with your husband. Hug and kiss every day. And the last one from last year's class that really is a cherry on top. Have a great day. Sleep with your mom and dad. That one, it does seem a little irrelevant here, but they have a kindergarten. That's probably an awesome thing, right? Everyone loves to stuff with mom and dad's bed. This year's class focused a little more on your marriage than on the wedding night itself. And here are some of the highlights from that. There was a lot of responses saying Colin should be giving you lots of presents. I concur. I agree. Good. Give her a ring and hug her. Ring secured. I'd like to see a hug. Thank you. Tell each other jokes and play lots of games. And lastly, be nice to each other and kiss. I think your kindergartners put it best, but regardless of all the advice in the world, you guys are going to have an amazing life together. I'm so happy. I love you both so much, and I'm so glad that I got to be part of it. Thanks, guys.